Yo, what's up guys? I know it's been a while since I last uploaded. I know you guys missed me.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is this guy, man?
All jokes aside, we cannot deny that this is the perfect moment to start investing into the stock market. Stocks are still going down because of the whole situation with, you know, what's going on right now. I can't really say it because then YouTube might demonetize the video. But you guys know what's going on with the whole quarantine situation. So that's causing a lot of companies to just fall flat. People can't go shopping, people can't go take a flight, people can't take a vacation, nobody wants to take a vacation. So what does that mean for airline stocks, cruise line stocks, stuff like that? They just flat out drop, and we've seen that. You'll see some of the things I'm putting up right here. These companies are just suffering a lot. But right now it looks like there's starting to be a little bit of a turnaround. They found out that there's a drug now called the Gilead drug or something like that, and it's starting to show effectiveness on treating the people that are very sick. Some people are saying that 68% of people that got the treatment were recovering within a week or something, so it's showing very, very good effectiveness.
Now that's for very sick patients who are not included in clinical trials. And what those results showed is that 68% of the patients showed a clinical improvement, being able to receive less oxygen support essentially.
So guys, just to sum it up, in this video I'm going to be talking about the top 10 stocks that I'm buying right now. Do I think that the market is going to go dramatically up anytime soon? I don't know. It could, it might not. It might even just do the complete opposite. It might just fall flat. I'm expecting another crash. I just don't know when. But it's super weird because I'm seeing a lot of things like jobless claims. They come out and then the Dow Jones actually goes up, which is weird. Which you would think that since people don't have jobs, people aren't employed, the market will go down, but we're seeing signs of complete differences where the market just completely drops. So guys, I don't even want to keep on talking about this. I'm gonna just start with the top 10 stocks that I'm buying, so make sure you watch till the end and let's get this shit started. Alright, so coming in at number one, I'm going to be buying Delta Airlines. So look, right now the government has assisted a lot of the American airlines such as Delta, JetBlue, Southwest Airlines, all these type of airlines with financial aid, and the package was around $25 billion. Not each company, but it was spread amongst different companies. Now, do I believe that Delta will go bankrupt? Of course not. I believe that other airlines have the potential of going bankrupt, but I personally don't. I see it as an opportunity for the long-term holders such as you guys. Maybe you guys want to get some money out of it long-term because right now it is extremely undervalued. It's worth around $20 to $25. The 52-week low was around $19, so the lowest it's gone was to $19, and the stock was worth around $60, $50 on average. So you can see that it had a dramatic drop. And I'm saying that as long as Delta doesn't file for bankruptcy, then there's a pretty good chance, and there's a really strong chance that Delta can go back all the way up to where it's supposed to be at. You guys have to realize that eventually people are going to start traveling again. It's not like anybody's not going to get on a plane ever again, meaning that Delta will be one of the major American airlines that is going to be the middleman for the person to get on the plane and then go to wherever they need to go. It's not like Southwest is going to be the main player. I mean, there's a bunch of main players, so you got to look at it as like, you know, be logical about it. And just as long, like I said, as long as they don't file for bankruptcy, I think that they have a really good chance at ramping up the price. And like I said, this is a long-term investment. If you have $100 laying around and you want to dump in 5 shares, $20 a piece, then you have a good chance at getting a really good return on it. It's not, like I said, it probably won't happen the day after tomorrow, or like in a week or a month, maybe in like a year or 2 years. Who knows? It really depends on where this stock goes and how quick we get through the situation. All right, so coming in at number two, because of the whole situation right now that you guys are all aware of, right now there's a company that is trying to get the cure for what's going on. The company is called Moderna. Right now, average price for Madonna shares are around $20, but because of the whole attention that it's been getting the past month, it's gone up $23, so right now it's worth $43. So look, the reason why I'm buying into it is because the government recently gave them $483 million in government assistance, and just for them to kind of like speed up the process. Because what do you think is going to happen when they find out that if this is the cure, if this is what everybody's been looking for, what do you think the demand of this vaccine or the cure is going to go up to? A lot of people are going to want it. all over the world. They're gonna want it. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna mass produce it. They're gonna mass order it. And what does that mean? They need money. So that's when the investors come in, such as you and I. We invest in the stock. And what's gonna happen is that a lot of people are gonna start investing in it, right? And what does that mean to the stock? What happens to the stock when a lot of people hop on it? Well, that means that it's gonna start going up in value. It's gonna get more expensive because a lot of people are gonna start wanting it. So that means if you get it at an early price, let's say $40, and it goes up to $80 and you had a bunch of shares, you made a pretty good return on it. So what I'm gonna do on Monday, well, I already have a few shares, but I'm gonna probably get some more as well. I'm probably gonna get a decent amount of them, and what I'm gonna do is just keep up with the news, because like I said, stuff like this happens all the time where it's all the hype. People buy into the hype, and after the company's hype dies down, what do you think happens to the stock? The stock tends to dip down, and that's not really good for the investors because it might not jump up for a really good time, or it may not even jump up at all. You never know. But with this current company that I'm looking into, I have really good faith in it. I think that any company right now that has something close to a cure, something close to a treatment, people are going to start wanting to test it. And what I'm seeing right now with another stock that I'll be talking about after this one is that it's actually working, right? So if we look at something that's actually having some progress, people are going to start wanting it. So I'm just looking at it as maybe, I don't know, I'm going to give it like a month or two to see where it goes, and then keeping up with the news and everything. So like I said, guys, the second stock that I will be buying is Moderna. I think it's MRNA, the ticker symbol. I will be posting up right here. You'll see it right here. And yeah, that's basically, I'm gonna be loading up on, I don't know, 10, 15 shares of it, and we'll see where it goes. So I'm hoping we get a really good return on it, and I'll just be keeping up with the news on it as well. The third stock that I'm gonna be looking into is the one that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, which was Gilead, ticker GILD, G-I-L-D. So look, GILD right now just boosted up, like I said, because they had a 68% win rate at the amount of people that were actually getting some good progress. A lot of ill people especially were recovering within a week with this Gilead treatment. Unfortunately, 13% of them died because of it, but the other percent actually got better from it. So we're looking at it as a perspective as the amount of people that are getting treated and actually it's working versus the amount that are dying. But either way, what I'm thinking on this is that this is actually going to have some pretty good potential. The stock actually bursted up. It went up $12 in after hours as soon as they found out that this was working. A lot of people back in March already knew that this stock was going to go somewhere, just because it is a pharmaceutical company. They do provide vaccines, medicines, all that good stuff. And especially in a time like these, if they find a cure, a treatment, they will thrive. Which what I'm thinking is that if this really turns out to be one of the things that actually cure the people and is something that will, you know, give good treatment and help people progress to being more healthier, like I said, the demand of it is going to go up. People are going to want it more. They're going to have to mass produce it, and that means that the stock is going to go up. So if you get in at a really good time, which is cheaper right now, you have a good chance at making it a really good return. Like I said, companies tend to do really good when there's like a lot of hype, and then when the hype dies down, so does the company's stock. So you have to be very careful with that. So do your own research on that one. But yeah, I'm going to be buying around 10 shares of Gilead. So be sure to check that one out. Alright, so coming in at 4 and 5, I'm going to be talking about Southwest and JetBlue Airlines. So the reason why I'm tying them both in together is because one, they're obviously both airlines, and two, they actually have the same similarities when they drop and fall because they're in the airline industry. So look, JetBlue and Southwest are two amazing companies, two amazing well-known American airlines. And like I said before, with the huge $25 billion bailout, these companies do apply for it. And I just can't see Southwest or JetBlue going bankrupt. I just can't see that happening. If they do file for bankruptcy, that's going to be a really, really, really tough time and a really hard spot for stockholders and other investors. It's going to really freaking drive a lot of people crazy. But look, what I'm saying is that you have to be very careful when you buy into these companies, because what I'm doing is more like a long-term type of thing. The reason why JetBlue is because JetBlue on average is worth around $20 to $21, but right now it's only worth $8, and the 52-week low was $6. So that tells you that it bottomed kind of, and now it's kind of starting to pick itself back up. So if you load up on a bunch of shares right now at a very cheap price, and later on it just goes back to where it's supposed to be at, you're gonna make a really good return on it. And that's kind of what I'm expecting, but I'm not expecting this to happen in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I'm kind of expecting this to go off maybe like a year or 2 years, because JetBlue, it's going to take some time for people to get back on airplanes. They will get on airplanes eventually, but it's going to take some time. Same thing with Southwest. Southwest Airlines on average is worth $60, maybe $50, but on average it's around $60. Right now it's on $31, and it had that same kind of similar drop as Delta. So, and Southwest, not what I'm saying about it, they all had the same drop. So what I'm saying is that if you invest in one airline, why not just go for another one? Maybe just diversify the portfolio a little bit, just in case one airline thrives more than the rest. I don't know. You never know what can happen. What I'm saying is that the airline industry does have potential for the future. So it's really up to you where you want to put your money. But those are the two companies that I'm going to be buying, Southwest Airlines and JetBlue. So consider them and let me know what you think in the comments. All right, so the sixth stock that I'm buying is going to be Facebook. And the reason why it's Facebook is because, look, Facebook isn't going anywhere anytime soon. This isn't going to be like a MySpace type of thing. Facebook is, they own Instagram. Instagram has 1 billion people on it every single month, 1 billion people. And there's only 7 billion people in the world. It has 2 billion people on Facebook every single month. And they own WhatsApp. A lot of foreign people, like a lot of foreign places and countries use WhatsApp. So, I mean, it's like very well dominated. It has a really good monopoly. What I'm going to say is that, look, Facebook, because of this whole ass drop, Facebook had a low of 139. And on average, the stock is worth 200, 210. Right now, currently, while the time I'm shooting this video, Facebook is now at 179. So what does that tell you? Well, it tells you that Facebook has a really good, comeback. It's not like they just continuously drop. Yes, ads on Facebook are very cheap right now, but look, eventually this is all gonna pass over. It has to. It's inevitable, right? So what I'm saying is that right now is a pretty good moment to get in. Yes, it might drop a little bit more at the time you buy, but what I'm thinking is that, look, this is, like I said, like most of my investments are like swings. But I do have some long-term investments, and these are going to be some of the long-term investments. Facebook is going to go up no matter what within a few years. It just has to. It's inevitable, right? What I'm thinking is that if I get in at a price right now, which is at 180, it's going to be at what, 250, 300 in about 2 years, 2-3 years, maybe even more, maybe less. Who knows? That's kind of my projection. What I'm saying is that it might be a really good time to get in this for a long-term position. If you guys are looking to swing it, buying a lot of shares, day trading it, it might be pretty good as well. But if you're looking at it just like, I just want to buy it, leave it alone, and not look at it ever again for like the next 2-3 years, Facebook could get you a pretty good return on it. And it really depends on how long you hold it and how quickly this whole thing escalates. My thoughts are that it might be over within 3-4 months, and everything should be back to normal, and stocks should be getting a pretty good back return. But you never know how long it's going to take. People are saying that it's going to last till 2022. So genuinely, I do not know when this is going to go back up. All I know is that it is going to go back up eventually, but I just don't know the proper time frame. But either way, I'm going to be buying some Facebook shares right now. Even if they dip lower, I really won't care, because this is one of those things where I'm just going to buy it on a separate broker, not really pay attention to it. It's just like a long-term position. So the seventh stock that I'm looking at right now is actually Apple. Apple, we can't compete with Apple. Apple is just a dominant player. Apple hit a low of 215 right now, and Apple on usual is worth 310, 323, 300s, in that range. And like we were looking at the uptrends on the 1-year chart, Apple has been doing pretty good. I'll show you guys right now. Apple is just on this continuous uptrend where we just see this just going right up. But then we see that drop right there, and it's not good. Not good for the people that were holding those shares, because now they have to wait a pretty good amount of, well, not a pretty good amount of time. I'm pretty sure that Apple's going to be, getting back to the position where they were at as soon as this is all over. I mean, it's going to take some time, but for the most part, it'll be pretty quick. Look, Apple hit a low of $225, right? And right now, at the current time I'm shooting this video, Apple is all the way back at 282. What is it telling you? Apple is kind of like getting back to where it's supposed to be at. I'm personally going to load up on a lot of shares of Apple, but I'm going to do some different styles of trading on that, which reminds me, if you guys don't know, I have a private Discord where I kind of just tell everybody what positions I'm doing, because I'm more of a swing trader. I get in on Monday, and I probably sell like Wednesday and make a couple grand on it, a couple hundred. It really depends on where the market goes. Right now, I'm gonna just put up some screenshots real quick of people that are in the Discord. If you guys have any interest in joining it, link is in the description below. There's more information on it, but basically all it is that I moderate the Discord. I just say, look guys, I'm buying RCL, call June 15th, something like that, where people are like, okay. And if they look at the stock and they're like, all right, this is a good position, good play, they copy me, and if I make money, they make money. Same vice versa. If I lose money, they lose money. So it really depends on up to you. I don't influence anybody's decision to buy. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. If you want to do it as well, completely up to you. But anyways, other than that, guys, I'm gonna be doing some different styles of trading with Apple. I'm pretty excited about this one. It's looking like it's having a good recovery so far, but typically when stuff like this happens, there might be another drop, so you have to be very careful. Just hold off a little bit. It really depends on where you want to get in. If you don't care, this is a long term, go for it, buy right now. But if you want to hold it off a little bit more and see it for another drop, it might happen, it might not. So just be considerate of that. But yeah, that is the 7th stock. All right, so the 8th stock that I'm buying is Royal Caribbean, RCL. A lot of you guys probably saw it in my last video that I shot, which was the top 5 stocks to buy. But guys, it's not too late to get into RCL. RCL, like I said, on average is worth $133. Right now, it's only worth $33. If you guys can wait, it's all about waiting. It's all about patience with this stock. But if you guys can wait, then there's no doubt that it'll go back to where it's supposed to be. It's just a matter of time, because eventually people will be like traveling again and taking vacations. It's just like look, people aren't gonna do it as soon as this clears up, because they're gonna still be a little bit iffy on the whole, sanitization, like just being safe and just being like taking it easy. People aren't just gonna go zooming onto cruises, but eventually people are. I mean, I would say like 4 months, 3 months after, people are just gonna be kind of like forgetting about it a little bit. They're gonna be a little bit less cautious on the subject. And they're gonna be like, all right, it's time we take a vacation. Eventually, we have to take a vacation. So they're gonna look into the cruise lines. RCL is a big player. Royal Caribbean owns a lot of, monopoly. They're very well known. I'm sorry, and it's a very good buy right now, especially at 37. It'll eventually will move up, even if it goes back up to 100 and not 133. It's still a pretty good return on it. You made well over 100% on it. So it really depends on what you guys are interested in. It's like a long-term buy. For sure, I would definitely go into something like that. So my 8th stock is gonna be Royal Caribbean, ticker RCL. So make sure you look into that. All right, guys, I don't want to make this video any longer than it has to be. It's already at 20 minutes. So the last 2 stocks, I'm just gonna merge them together. The last stock that I'm going to be getting is called the SPY ETF. SPY is basically like a summarization, and it's like a bunch of companies all summed up into one. So in general, if the economy does better altogether, the SPY should theoretically start rising. And the last stock that I'm going to be getting is Tesla. Tesla had a dramatic drop, but it started slowly recovering, but I think it recovered way too quick. So I'm probably going to wait a little bit more on that, just to let it drop a little bit more, because I am seeing signs that it might drop a little bit more. Who knows? But either way, I'm still going to be doing some long-term calls on Tesla as well. I'm going to be buying a few shares of that as well, and just seeing where the stock can go. But most in general, like, I'm more excited about these 3 stocks. Like, I'm more excited about Delta, SPY, and JetBlue. Those are kind of the main stocks that I'm kind of looking at right now that are on my watch list. And right now, I'm just going to see where they go. Like I said, I'm not in a rush to make a quick buck. This is more like the long-term type of deal, but we'll see where it goes. So guys, that was the video. If you guys like the 10 stocks that I talked about, let me know which one was your favorite down below in the comments. So just let me know which one was your favorite, all right? So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.